Middletown South, and I know specifically. Rob Cannon, before he went to Long Branch, was, as I remember, was a tournament champ in 1979 in 122-pound class. So there you are, Joe.
Okay, you answered my question. All right, this should be a good bout right here. We have Byron Shaw from Neptune, and who's a Smalley from Wall?
And Steve Smalley from Wall, right. Smalley was the 3rd seed, rather Byron Shaw was the 1st seed. And Smalley had to go through 2nd seeded Rich Huff from Jackson in order to get here. As a matter of fact, they went into overtime before he got the victory.
Hey, Smalley might be a familiar name to you. He was on the Wall Township soccer team. You saw him quite a few times on TV 34. They were the Group 3 state champions this year. I believe it's 4 in a row now.
Steve was 2nd in the Wall Invitational last year and represents his team as team captain.
Those of you that follow Wall athletics, you're going to see a lot of names that are familiar to it, either in football or in wrestling. Wall is a fairly small school, and the athletes have to go a long way, and they do have a lot of good athletes over there, a lot of good coaches. You're going to see a lot of familiar names. Byron caught him with a pancake there. I'll tell you, ever since this afternoon, Neptune's really caught fire. It started out when Stephen Scheidt made it to the finals, and then Bill Wiley's Pin and Scove. They've just been hammering people. Smalley picked Shaw up in the air like he was a little baby. That looked like he was going to just take him apart. He winds up on his back for 5 points.
Shaw was a late entrant, Joe. We really didn't know whether he would be in the tournament until late in the week. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, Neptune has established new academic policy here, and Byron had an injury during football season where he missed several weeks of school, so he had a lot of incompletes on his report card, which means, as far as our academic policy is concerned, that he did not pass enough courses. I believe you have to pass at least 4 to be eligible, and the incompletes do not count as passing grades, so he had to make up those incompletes before he was considered eligible, which just happened about like Wednesday of this week.
Byron came into this tournament with a lot of confidence, Joe, and I asked him earlier, just general conversation, where he'd like to be seated, you know, if he had the opportunity to choose. And he said he didn't care. He didn't really care where he went. He said, put me anywhere. So he really came in with a lot of confidence, and he's wrestled that way the whole tournament.
Byron's tough. He's a pinner. That's important. He's a pinner. He's never out of it. Here's Coach Jansky and Dean Vort from Wall. Okay, Coach Jansky's done a super job there. After Harry Whitley left a few years ago, there was kind of a big void left in the program. They had several years where they really didn't do too well, and I think Coach Jansky took a lot of flack. And I think it was just one of those things. They just, you know, ran out of talent, and like I said, he got caught in the middle of a situation there. And he had a good freshman team, and these kids are stuck with the program, and he's worked with them really hard and done a super job. I think they could possibly take over Neptune's 2nd place in the tournament.
Smalley's working a tough single leg, and Byron's even tougher with that whizzer and 3/4. Or 1/4 Nelson. Moves them off of it, back up on their feet.
Byron's got to be a little more aggressive on his feet. He keeps letting Smalley come at him. Smalley's going to take him down.
Those are unique wrestling socks that Byron's wearing there, Joe. Is that a team issue?
Take him down, Steve! Take him down! 35 left, Steve! Top!
Not much action here. Byron, believe it or not, is pretty strong. I know Smalley looks a lot stronger than Byron does because he's, well, I guess just because he's a little more short and stocky. Even though they both weigh the same, Smalley does look a lot bigger, but I'll tell you, Byron's not giving him anything away in strength. Smalley on a single there, switches to a double, picks him up. Byron trying to whizzer, Again, he catches him with that little bit of a lateral drop, almost a pancake there. Byron's tough with that. Scares me with a lot of times, though. It's kind of a 50-50 move, and if he doesn't hit it right, he's going to wind up on his back.
The end of the second period, Byron's up 7-1.
Byron also, I believe, has about 1 minute and 10 seconds riding time. Referee here is Jim Rockford. He's a Wall Township resident. He, I believe, is an administrator in the Brick Township school system. Does a nice job officiating.
Cautioner.
Officiating this tournament, I think, has been the best it's been in years. We've had several of the same officials back for the last couple of years. I haven't really heard too many complaints about it. It's one of the things that most coaches talk about at the meetings, the officiating. And this year, it's all been good.
Get an opportunity, Joe. Watch the starting position. The left hand of Smalley. It's a little unique. Might even be slightly illegal.
I'll take a look at that next time.
Looks like he's out in front of the elbow. You know, I'm surprised that Byron's in shape at all, being out for the early part of the season.
Byron did a lot of running on his own. I think he was confident he was going to make up his grades and get back in the lineup. I know he really wanted to wrestle in this tournament.
There's an opportunity to take a look at it, starting position. There's Coach Bob Tiedemann and another wrestler from Neptune, Kirk Rush, defending champion, who's not here. It wasn't too obvious that time.
We'll keep an eye on it, Glenn. Okay, 1 point escape Shaw. I think that was the best move for Smalley. He really couldn't do too much. Byron kept getting up to his feet, and there was really no chance of him picking up any back points on that. Shaw now leading 8-1. Kind of erased most of his riding time there, though. Smalley in here on the single. Back up on his feet, no takedown. Minute 4 left in the match. Okay, we have a warning for stalling against Shaw. Again, first step was backwards.
Seems like Steve Scheit set the pace for the Neptune team, Joe. He won and set the rest of the wrestlers on fire.
That's important to have a fire plug down below. 53 seconds left in the bout.
What's going through Smalley's mind right now, Joe?
I don't know. I think he's trying to come up with a big move here. He's down by 7 points. He's got to come up with some kind of a 5-point move or maybe even pin him. Again, Byron's got to make a little more of an aggressive effort here. He's either going to get hit with stalling points, or it's when you get caught when you start backing away here. Can't be too defensive against a good wrestler.
Down to a half a minute in this match.
Let's go, Steve!
Try to hit him with a headlock there. That would have been his big move. It would have been a 5-point move had he gone through with it. Byron's getting some last-minute instructions there from Coach Tiedemann.
Get a few words of advice.
Smalley's not giving up easily. Smart move by Shaw there. He knew he was going to get taken down. He didn't want to take a chance on and getting put on his back. Smalley again realizing not too much he can do, gave it up, looking for a big move. I don't think he's going to get it. That's the final.
And Neptune's got its third champ. Winner.
So far, so good.
132-pound weight class in the Neptune Classic is Byron Shaw from Neptune.
Byron's another one of our wrestlers come up through the programs, wrestled 7th grade, 8th grade, freshman year. As a starter, as a sophomore. Now I think his team's going to be stronger this year than it was last.
Second place, Steve Smalley, Wall Township.
Byron Shaw is 132-pound champion, 1981. A long weekend for these kids. They've all had to wrestle at least 4 bouts to get where they are. They started at 6:30 last night. Wrestling finished up at about 10 o'clock. They had to be back